Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another video. There's more lore that just came out, and this is the second chapter to the Chronicles that was posted like 15 days ago. This is a bit of a new interaction, like a new way to address lore both in the coming future and also stuff that we left behind. And so much so that actually Vora is the one that it's being talked about in this new chapter. Now, right here, what you can see, this is the first chapter. This was the one that was like 15 days ago or something like that, 14, 15 days, doesn't really matter. In fact, I did a video of this specific chapter right here 12 days ago right there on my YouTube channel, and you can find so much more. I keep talking about lore. Anything that comes out about lore or anything that might be confirmed, I'm always constantly talking about it. In fact, I might even do a little thing here where I actually put all the videos that are only specifically about lore, so that it's easier for people who are, you know, interested in the Paladins lore to just go in there and just start watching videos and find new information that you probably didn't even know about. So with that out of the way, this was the one that was posted like 12, 13 days ago. It doesn't really matter. But now they posted the second chapter, and the subtitles for this chapter are the following. As Yagarath was sealed away once more, Vora was left alone. She had lost everything again. The realm always took away from her. With conflict between Abyss and Pyre, Magistrate and Resistance, the Maw remains, and it hungers. So, the Maw is still active. And as by the Maw, if you don't know what that is the darkness, okay? Vora had the voice of Yagarath in her head, and still does, because it's not just Yagarath, okay? There's a whole hive mind behind this entire thing called the Maw, you know, or also known as the Darkness. You know, it's not just Yagarath. In fact, they sealed away Yagarath right now. If you didn't follow that lore, Azan sealed away Yagarath, and he warned that they needed to clean the rest of the realm from the Abyss, because we had people like Rom, or, for example, Ceres, Dredge, going around in the realm, and he didn't want any of that sort of presence in the realm, so he basically threatened them, like, you either clean this up or I'm going down to the realm and just burn everything to the ground. And, well, that's very interesting, but now Nyx made a surprise, I guess you can even call it a booty call, going up to the Pyre, not the Pyre, actually the Pyre Forge, because I feel like Azan already knew something was going to happen, because once he went into that forge, it was not just with the intent of making his, like, new base or something, but also to start creating the army of the Pyre that we get to see in the map, right? And with that, he was preparing already, but Nyx got a little bit too soon for the party, and he didn't count for that, and now he is in, you know, I think he's being held against his will, obviously, unless she already killed him, which I doubt it. It wouldn't really go very well with the story. So let's go here with the story here and read this. Now, I want to explain one thing before, you know, we start reading this and explaining to you what we're reading. I've saw some comments from the previous video and also the previous lore, the little tweet, this tweet right here. I saw some comments about it and how people said that it was actually garbage because they claim that they're just throwing stuff randomly. Listen, I understand that you might think that way, but I'm gonna be honest. I mean no disrespect, but the original dev team of Paladins, the one from Alpha, Beta, etc., they never really cared about lore. Okay, they cared so little about lore that we had alpha lore that it just threw together something randomly just to say the bio of the characters. And eventually they said, maybe we should fix it and make it a bit more consistent. And they literally just grabbed that entire lore and tossed it in the garbage bin. All right, that's how bad it is. All right, and with Beta, we started having a little bit more lore, but even then, they still didn't care. Only the people who started going more with the from that section there of Yagarath, Vora, and so on, those are the ones who truly started giving a little bit more love into this. And now with even more people who joined the team now who are very passionate about lore, they're giving way more attention to this now. And this is not just throwing us a bone or like just trying to shut us out or something, shut us up or something. They're actually doing something we've been asking for ages. Give us lore, give us information about stuff like loose ends and so on, right? We're just here and we don't know what's going on in the story. I mean, a lot of people don't care about it, but for example, me, I do. And Vora, for example, she just disappeared. There was no trace of Vora, right? Yagarath got sealed. What about Vora? Where'd she go? Right? And now with this here, we can actually understand what happened and what's going to happen next. And this is amazing, okay? So you might not like it, you might think it's bad, but for the people who truly love lore, we are loving this. And for the love of God, if anybody from the Evil Mojo team is watching this, please keep it up. You're doing great. Like, don't stop. Like, this doesn't cost a lot of money. Obviously, you're not talking about producing videos or anything. We're talking about a written text with some information, and that's more than enough for me. I'm very happy to just try to imagine these things in my head, okay? So, without any further ado, let's get into this. And I'm going to explain something here right now. You see this thing here in blue? I already read this, right? And it didn't take me long to understand that once we started reading here, you start seeing that this is basically explaining the story of Vora, what's going on right now with her. And we're constantly seeing these lines. These lines are actually the voices that Vora hears in her head. When she's playing, you know, like there's stuff like, for example, this line here. Everyone who isn't us is an enemy. Like these lines, you constantly hear Yagarath or the Maw in the back every time that Vora's just attacking, killing, or just going around in the game. This is exactly portraying that, okay? These are lines she's listening into her head while we're narrating her story. So let's get into this. Vora awoke in a cold sweat as the familiar voice crashed into her mind. First line, straight away, just explains it straight away there for you. Basically, the voice is still in her head because she still has the darkness with her. The first time since the corruption began. It had been weeks since the sealing of Yagarath, yet the whisper reached her despite her humanity, pushing them away. Okay, so I think what's going on is that it's saying that she wasn't listening to these voices ever since, you know, Yagarath was sealed. But now she's starting to hear them again, which I think this is what's happening because Nyx, you know, got to Azan. And Azan is the one who did the new seals. So the new seals might be going weaker. And I think that's sort of what happened with IO as well. Because IO was absent so long, those seals started growing weaker, right? And the same thing is happening here. And so because of it, now Vora can communicate with Yagarath again through the Maw, the darkness or whatever. And she's listening to those voices, but just like slightly, right? And with time, we're going to see here that she's going to start hearing them stronger and stronger. With the Devourer locked away, Yagarath, she had lost everything again. All these visions would do is remind her, or visions, okay, remember that, is remind her of how far she fell. Hiding away from it all, the pyre, the realm, the pain, it was all she could do. She was hiding currently, so that's why we don't know anything about Vora. She's currently hiding. Again, another line, patience, young one. This is the one that says when I think you're trying to use an ability and it's on cooldown. Might be wrong. As Azan seemed to prepare to destroy the realm, the reformed magistrate fought the resistance. It's just... So, Azan is prepared to destroy everything, but people are still worried about war. Still lusting for power, still pretending they care for the innocent. Despite her appetite, Vora sat alone in her caves. Okay, so this is worse than I thought. They're not just making Vora, you know, somebody who's hiding away. They're also saying that because of the power that she has of the darkness, she has now some problems. There's like this appetite for killing or death or whatever it is. Maybe she even has the appetite that Yagarath has of eating everyone. And maybe that's also, you know, that's also triggering something in her. She made a choice long ago to embrace chaos, to be a part of the end of all suffering. So basically, let's kill everything, then there's no more problems. However, she felt there was no place for her in these battles. She wished to see it all cease to exist. So she also thinks these battles are just garbage. They're just absolutely stupid and futile. She had watched in horror as the seals she lost her loved one to protect. As the seals she lost. Oh, I think she's talking about the other guardians, basically, you know. Or not. The seals, yes, exactly. So she fought and she watched everybody attacking those seals, and she ended up losing basically the battle, finally giving in and just opening the seals. And she saw all her sisters, the Guardians, dying, obviously. Gave up on everything to break. Yeah, she's the one who broke it. Were rebuilt by Azan in mere moments. Okay, no, I was understanding this line wrong. So, for a very long time, she protected those seals. From one moment to the other, she decided to break them. And then from one moment to the other, Azan just decided to rebuild them super fast. And these new seals, created within the flames of the Dawn Forge, left no hope of breaking them anytime sooner. Any sooner than those IO had said prior. Okay, so these are even stronger than IOs. Cool. Just proves my point that IO is garbage. All IO fans right now just typing in chat in the comment section, how dare you talk bad about IO? Screw her. She's part of the reason why this started. Her fellow Guardians had sacrificed themselves for nothing. Okay, so that's the part of the Guardians. As they looked to the moon for nothing. A broken goddess was no match for Yagarath, as was Yagarath no match for the Pyre. She had sacrificed herself for nothing. Well, not for nothing. I mean, you know, this entire thing made certain people move. Like, Io had to come down from her little throne to do something. But still, we'll see. And then, like, if Atlas had to come back to the past, it surely means that she did something about it. She's part of the reason for it. She rarely traveled outside, for the darkness consuming her was difficult to conceal. So she was becoming more corrupted. Oof. However, she hungered. So, at night, as villagers slept, she took what she needed to survive from those who had more time than they needed. Little Robin Hood, but for selfish reasons, okay. Their lives would be lost soon enough. She felt pity and didn't wish to expedite that. Oh, so she's just expecting Azan to come over and destroy everything. However, on these evenings, she found herself looking back up into the sky at the moon she once pledged herself to. Its glow, dimmed by the shattered pieces it had lost, had always filled her with purpose. Hope, dread, now fear. A piece of her always feared that she had always been wrong, that she should have never strayed from her path. That piece grows louder, but it is too late now. Redemption is far too gone. This is actually, funny enough, I had a theory to what the next part of the story of Vora could be, and this is actually, it goes really well together with it, which is, you know, where she repents of what she has done. And, you know, she might even join the other side, and now having the power of the darkness together with the moon, she can actually have an advantage for us to fight Yagarath. But since Yagarath is now sealed, let's see what's going to happen next. As with all conflicts, the Pyre's return incites the Abyss back into the realm. Yes, rumors of Nyx make their way to the village of Vora Hounds. Another who had fallen from the heights of faith embraced the power to save them. The wars never ending, the realm always on the brink of chaos. She feels the pull to be the one to push it over into destruction. But deep within, her concern over the village rose above, and she stayed. Okay, so yeah, at the same time, she wants to destroy everything, you know, but she also wants to sort of protect it. I mean, she has concerns over the village. This is very confusing, this section here. I don't know if she's actually concerned and she wants to protect, or she just wants to not have nothing to do with it. Doesn't really make sense. One night, as she returned to her dwelling, her hunger grew. She knew this feeling well, the feeling she had when she accepted the offer that defined her, the power she holds and the purpose she lost. So this is the part when she got corrupted, because she lost the purpose of, you know, protecting the seals. The seals had warned. The light of the pyre slightly faded. She placed her hand against their runes, starving for hope. For the first time beyond her dreams, she could hear her clear as day. She could hear her as in Yagarath, which means the seals are indeed weaker. This could either mean one of two things. Either because Azan is now, like, locked or being held. Maybe Nyx could have even stolen his power or just do something with him. Or the second, which is probably not the thing, but she could have killed Azan. I don't know. I mean, a part of the reason, usually on every story, like you talk about animes, movies, cartoons, everything, right? Like when they're talking about seals and stuff, what happens when the creator of the seal dies, right? The seal either fades or starts getting weaker, or sometimes it doesn't even happen anything. You need like a special thing for it. But in this case, it's fading away, which means either he's losing his power slowly or he's dead. So she stood still, frozen by fright and conflict. For the first time since the day she lost her home, she had resigned herself to watch the realm slipped out of the grasp, to watch her dreams taken, to accept that the only fate for her is the one chosen by others. It's a bit sad. Hey, look, it's my phone. I don't know if you guys hear it. If there was still a chance at vengeance, this time she would be more than a harbinger. She would be a part of the destruction itself, immune to the failure she suffered prior. She left her cave one final time, knowing if she returns, it would be victorious. That doesn't make a lot of sense, though. She could have returned because she failed again. I mean, that's... But still, she is the maw. She hungers and she will feast. This is Yaggorath. So I'm thinking here Vora is going to release Yaggorath again. But she's still with conflict, like you see here. She stood still, frozen by fright and conflict. Like, she might want to do it, but at the same time not want to do it. So it's not yet confirmed if she is already, in the process of doing it. So somebody might stop it. But we now know that she has doubt and regrets of what she's done and what she's currently... So I don't really know exactly what's going to happen next. But they did publish this like 15 days ago or something. Like, if I go here, it says 14 days. So they had like this up for like 2 days and then only published it after. And this one here was 20 hours, which means, yeah, like we're having like a 2-week sort of like time between the Chronicles... the Chronicles episodes. How are they pointing this on the website though? Let me check. Let me see if they are actually adding something new here. I mean, it's there, but like, how do we go from episode 1 to 2? They need to check this out and make it a bit better. Like, they need to add a specific thing here. We actually had something here specifically for the lore. In fact, let me show it to you. Okay, so here it is. This is a video that I did 4 years ago, right? Where they were doing something like this, which is great that they're bringing it back. This was the story that would bring out the new character, which would be Atlas. It was explaining why Imani was joining the story. It explained who also called upon Imani, and it talked a little bit about the warders and so on. And as you can see here, they had this on the website here, as I'm showing you guys. And I think they had like a little thing there, like on the more, and it was called lore. And you could go in there and it had like multiple different chapters, and this is what I'm not understanding. They ended up removing these pages, unfortunately. So yeah, that's a bit sad. Like it even has the page. It doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, like they had that specifically on one of those little, you press that where it says more and it would have like a little button saying lore. So they need to like put this in the proper place. Otherwise this is going to be lost. Now, supposedly, if I don't forget, which I hope not, I am adding to the video's descriptions, especially this one here, it was the last one I did, I'm adding the link right there, right? This is actually for the tweet. I might actually change this and put the page directly. Hopefully they're not going to take it away, although, like I explained on the last video, I actually saved the page. I have it literally stored in my computer in order to, in case like this disappears, I have that page, right? I might even, take a couple prints and upload them online. I mean, who knows? But either way, this is the story we have right now. This is the first one, actually, the one we were looking. It was not this one either. It was here. There we go. And this is the story we have so far. We now know exactly what's going on, and we know that Nyx is starting to do something. We have the character already. I would have loved to see this actually before Nyx was revealed. It would have been way more interesting, because then we would have been like in that, that thought, okay, what's going on? Who's the person that's coming over that they're talking about? Why is from one moment to the other Azan no longer holding the seals properly? What's going on, right? Like, it would create a lot more what's the word? The you know, not secretism, but like, you know, like just theories and so on. We would just be way more curious about this. And right now it is completing, you know, just setting up some loose ends, which is great, and I love it. Thank you. Please continue. But at the same time, yeah, they need to set this up on the website properly, and hopefully we're going to continue to have some more of this. And yeah, again, this does not mean that it's like there's going to be events in the game. These are future events of the lore. I had to explain this in the last video because people apparently thought these were teasers for events. No, they don't have the money for that right now. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. Folks, don't forget lore videos and every other type of videos of Paladins and such. DKO, Realm Royale, and, you know, and just all the games you guys already know me for, all up on my YouTube channel. Easy to find. You can actually go on Google, put @Kreepers, and find me straight away. Then you also have my Twitch, which is where I'm actually doing my streams mostly often, either here or you can actually find me somewhere else on the Paladins game channel. That's right, I also stream in there, so feel free to find me there. In fact, in 2 minutes I'm actually gonna stream there, so I gotta end this video right now. Also, don't forget, I also have my TikTok where I'm constantly putting some funny little things and clips, games, and so on. Then we also have my Instagram, and obviously I also publish some shorts. Feel free to find all of these, right? This is mostly for you guys to know exactly what my official pages are. It's Kreepers YT on Instagram, just Kreepers on TikTok, Kreepers on YouTube as well, Kreepers YT on Twitch, and you can also find me on the Paladins game channel, so you can turn on the notifications, you know. And you can also follow me on Twitter if you want to. I mean, most of the stuff that I publish, from videos, giveaways, and streams, are all published here, so don't forget to press that follow button. See you guys next time. Till then, have a wonderful time. Don't forget to go down in the comments below and tell me what you think about this lore. And I'm out. Bye-bye.